So the first thing you'll see on your dashboard is obviously this left-hand column down below. Okay. Before I deal with that, I want to have a look at this main area here, which has got a lot of information on it. But if you really look closely at it, you'll see that a lot of it is actually just people asking for recommendations. So for example, here Elementor is asking for you to review them. And you can actually just click no thanks or sure I'd love to help and do a review. This one as well, you can say remind me later. Okay, then here is a welcome to WordPress, which is kind of like a beginner's guide. You can manage your widgets. You can actually go and have a look through here and play around with it if you'd like. But once you get to know it, you can actually just dismiss this to clear it up. Your forms, we're going to close that. Elementor overview, this just basically tells you about the Elementor, which is your page builder that you've been working on, and you can create a new page directly from here. But I will show you how to do this later on when we deal with the left hand column, so we can just go and close this up over here. Okay, if you have a look here at a glance, it says your posts. This is if you've got a blog on your site. I have left the blog open on the site to show you an example of it. If you don't have a blog, you can close it up, don't worry about it. But this basically gives you the activity that has happened, so you can see all the blog posts that you've written and any recent comments that might have come up while you come up on your blog, so you can go in and approve, delete them or whatever, because sometimes you do get a bit of spam on the blog posts in terms of comments, so it's really good if you are having a blog on your site to go and keep track of this. Okay, so let's go to the left-hand column of your dashboard so that we can start working on that. You will see here at the top, where just underneath dashboard, on your home section, you will see updates, and there are 12 highlighted. This is basically, there's various updates that need to happen on your site constantly, where they update security features and the plugins are updated, themes, and these need to be done regularly so that you can keep the security and everything running smoothly on your site, and also to avoid hackers coming into your site. It's a simple case of you click on the updates. Okay, you'll see once you've clicked, it'll open up this page over here, which will say WordPress updates. You can see here it was last checked today at just before 9 o'clock. It says you have the latest version of WordPress, so you don't have to reinstall the latest version of WordPress. But some of the plugins obviously need updating, and you can have a look at the list here that would need to be updated. So all you have to do is to click Update Plugins, select all, and update. So now you're probably asking, but what is a plugin? Okay, I'm going to explain plugins to you a little bit later because there's quite a lot to cover on that. But basically, a plugin is a piece of software containing a group of functions that can be added to your WordPress site that adds functionality or new features. Okay, they're pretty cool because it allows you to add features to your site without knowing any code. For example, your contact forms, your galleries, etc. But let's just cover that a little bit later. For now, I first want to get back to the updates. So you will see we still have 4 updates that need to be done. So we basically click on updates again so that we can check which ones they are. And if you scroll down, you can see that the themes need to be updated. Okay. Because we're not using any of these other themes, we're only using the new theme that we installed, we can just click on the one that we want to update and click update the themes. And there you can see that it has been updated successfully. So now if you go back to your left-hand column, okay, you can see that we've pretty much dealt with the updates. Your next thing on the list is your posts. This you only really need to worry about if you're doing a blog post, and we will cover this in a different lesson, so we're going to skip along. You will see on this one we've got classifieds and directory. The reason that this is here is because the site that we are demonstrating this on is actually a directory site. This is a plugin that we have installed, so you will not get this on your site unless you're doing a classifieds and directory site for somebody, which would be a lesson that we would do on demand if you required that. Your next one over here is your media. Basically, your media is everything that's on your site in terms of pictures and that. So you can go into your library, and that is your media library over there. You can see there's quite a lot on this site. We will deal with how to install pictures and all of that in one of our later lessons. Below that you have your pages. You have all pages of your site. Okay, so you can have a look here. This is where you can access all the pages of your site, and you can go in and edit them. You can go in and remove them, or just preview them. You can have a look where you can preview the pages. If you want to add a new page, you just click on Add New, but that we will also deal with in one of the later lessons, because I want to focus each lesson on each aspect of it, so that you can, especially if you want to go back later and have a look at it, you don't have to run through an entire video. You can just click on how to add pages video, or I'd like to do the menu video, and that. Okay. Comments, this is if you have a blog post, you will basically manage all the comments for the blog post there. Okay, and then you will see that we have WPW Creator. You won't see that on your dashboard at all, because this is a plugin that was installed. You might notice that when you install a plugin, it kind of just gets put in anywhere on this left hand column. Here's the one plugin at the top, and then you have this one here. These are two form plugins. Elementor is also actually a plugin, but it can install with your WordPress. So if ever you install a plugin, it'll either be kept here in the plugins, or some of them do get installed on the dashboard. So just be aware of that, because it can get quite confusing, especially if this left-hand column gets a little bit full. And if you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed now, please don't panic. It seems a little bit overwhelming, but it's really, really not. There's a lot of stuff here that you're not really going to use. It's just, WordPress is one of the biggest platforms, and they cover everything you can possibly think of. But when you're building a website, you're not going to include every single possible bit of technology or platform that is available. So please don't stress. Okay, the last thing we're going to deal with in this video now is under appearance. If you click or open this up, you'll see there's your themes, your customized widgets. These we all deal with basically on the site itself, so you won't really access them from this point. But one thing that we do access from this point is our menus. Okay, I'm just going to open this up to show you. Okay, so this is where you basically structure all your menus. And this is basically going to be in your next lesson. We're going to deal on how to actually build your menu, how to structure them, and how to edit them. Okay, so yeah, we'll see you in the next lesson.